Have you ever felt trapped in an endless cycle where overlapping thoughts like vines bind you, leaving you exhausted and helpless? That is the disease of our time, overthinking, a silent enemy that is ravaging the lives of millions, and that may include you and me. I know that feeling. I used to be its victim. Sleepless nights, decisions indefinitely postponed, invisible fears surrounding me. I wasted precious years, chasing after the perfect illusions I created myself. And I know you might be experiencing the same thing. But stop. There's no need to continue suffering. It's time for us to stand up and break free from the prison we built ourselves. And I, someone who has fought the monster of overthinking, will share with you the secrets that no one wants to talk about. We don't need empty platitudes. We need raw, powerful truths. We need stoicism. In this video, we'll explore the 7 lessons that awakened me from the nightmare of overthinking. This isn't advice for the faint of heart, but the truth for those who genuinely want to change. Are you ready? Let's face the truth together and reclaim control of our lives. Lesson 1. Action over analysis. Do more, think less. Overthinking is a drug. It makes you addicted to the feeling of analyzing, procrastinating, and ultimately immobility. It's like a swamp. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. We've been brainwashed into believing that thorough thinking and detailed planning are the keys to success. But the harsh truth is, action is always stronger than analysis, 100%. Let me tell you a story. At 20, I had an incredibly promising business idea. I spent months, even a year, planning, researching, and honing that idea. I analyzed every possible scenario, every potential risk, every tiny detail. By the time I was ready to launch, the market had changed. I missed my opportunity. It was a painful but vital lesson. Stoics understand the power of action. Seneca once said, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." Overthinking leads you to a state of paralysis, where fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown dominate your mind. But no amount of thinking can replace the experience gained through action. Even imperfect action will teach you practical lessons that no analysis can offer. Each action, no matter how small, is a step forward. Think about it. Thinking about going to the gym won't make you healthy. Planning a business won't make you an entrepreneur. Dreaming about writing a book won't make you an author. You must act. You must show up every day and do the work. When you feel yourself falling into the spiral of overthinking, stop and ask, what can I do right now? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be action. Send that email, pick up the phone, write the first page. The momentum of action will propel you forward, breaking the cycle of overthinking. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Embrace this. The challenges and uncertainties you face aren't barriers, they are the path. Live fully, act decisively, and let your actions speak. Life isn't defined by thoughts, but by the courageous actions you dare to take. Those who only dream will remain dreamers. Those who dare to act, even with fear, will become the change they wish to see. I used to feel like a puppet controlled by my thoughts. It's terrifying when you realize you've lost control. But when I started acting, even in small steps, I saw a big change. The feeling of completing a task, even a small one, gave me a confidence and motivation I can't describe. I realized that sometimes just getting out of the chair and doing something, things become easier. Don't wait until you feel perfect to act. There will never be a perfect time. Just start. Correct your mistakes as you go. The important thing is you're moving forward, not standing still. Each failure is a lesson, and each step forward is a victory. Lesson 2. You're not that special. Drop the illusions. This might be a bit harsh, but it's time to accept the truth. You're not that special. In a world that constantly encourages us to pursue our dreams and be different, it's easy to develop an inflated ego. But the reality is, most people are too busy with their own lives to care about yours. And that's a truly liberating realization. I used to think that all my mistakes were scrutinized, all my actions were judged. I felt like the whole world was watching and evaluating me. It made me shy, insecure, and ironically more prone to overthinking. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized no one really cares. Everyone is busy dealing with their own troubles and insecurities. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, always emphasized this. He wrote in his Meditations, "It's surprising how we love ourselves more than other people, but care more about the opinions of others than our own." That's a profound paradox. We're the center of our own universe, which means we rarely give others more than fleeting attention. Overthinking often stems from an exaggerated ego. We believe that our problems, decisions, and lives are of the utmost importance to everyone around us. But the truth is, that's just not the case. Recognizing this can be a powerful antidote to overthinking. Think about it. Do you ever obsess over other people's mistakes or choices? Probably not. You're busy with your own problems. The same is true for others. When I accepted that I'm not as important to others as I thought, a burden was lifted. I stopped overanalyzing all my actions, and instead, I started living. I made decisions faster, acted bolder, and stopped worrying about what others thought. And you know what? My life changed significantly. This doesn't mean you should ignore the feelings of others or act selfishly. It means you should free yourself from the fear of judgment and the need for approval. You're an individual in a world with billions of people. Your actions have meaning, but they don't define the universe. By dropping the illusions about yourself, you create space for growth and self-improvement. You stop letting the fear of others' opinions hold you back, and you start living authentically, driven by your values and goals, not by external validation. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." It's about humility and understanding your place in the bigger picture of life. Your value doesn't depend on how others perceive you. So let go of the idea that you're the center of everyone else's world. Embrace the freedom that realization brings. Make bold choices, act decisively, and live authentically. When you stop overthinking and start acting, life becomes richer, more meaningful, and more worth living. It's hard to admit that you're not special, but once you accept that, you'll feel incredibly relieved. It's like you don't have to play a role anymore. You get to be yourself. You can make decisions freely without worrying about whether someone is watching. I used to be afraid of making mistakes, of being embarrassed, of being laughed at, but I've realized that those fears only existed in my head. Other people don't care about me as much as I thought. And if someone does judge, that's their problem, not mine. Lesson 3. Comparison is the thief of joy. Focus on your own path. We live in a world obsessed with comparison. Social media constantly throws at us carefully edited photos of other people's lives, making it easy to fall into the trap of measuring our self-worth based on others. But the uncomfortable truth is, comparison is a toxic habit. It steals happiness and erodes your self-esteem. For years, I was stuck in a vicious cycle of comparing myself to others. Whether it was career achievements, appearance, or personal successes, I always felt lacking. I would scroll through social media, seeing friends and acquaintances seemingly living perfect lives, and it would make me jealous and self-doubting. This constant comparison led to overthinking and a perpetual sense of dissatisfaction. Stoics recognized this fallacy long ago. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." He understood that personal growth comes from focusing on your own journey, not comparing with others. Why is focusing on your own path so important? Firstly, it protects your peace of mind. When you compare yourself to others, you give control over your happiness to others, to external factors you can't control. By focusing on your own path, you reclaim your peace of mind. You measure your progress based on your own goals and values, not based on arbitrary standards set by others. Secondly, it enhances self-understanding. Comparing yourself to others distracts you from exploring your strengths, weaknesses, and true desires. It's like trying to navigate with someone else's map. When you focus on your own path, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself, of who you really are and what you want. This self-awareness is the foundation of an authentic and fulfilling life. Thirdly, it encourages authenticity. The pressure to keep up with others can lead you to make choices that don't align with who you truly are. You might pursue a career, a lifestyle, or a relationship that looks great on the outside, but is empty inside. When you focus on your path, you allow yourself to make choices that align with your true values and passions. Authenticity becomes your compass. Fourthly, it fosters real growth. Real growth comes from within. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you can focus on your own development. This means setting personal goals, learning from your mistakes, and celebrating your accomplishments, no matter how small. Real growth is about becoming a better version of yourself, not a copy of someone else. Fifthly, it builds resilience. Life is unpredictable, and everyone's journey is different. Comparing yourself to others can make you feel like a failure when things don't go as planned. But when you focus on your path, you build resilience. You learn to navigate hardships and challenges with confidence, knowing that they're part of your unique journey. This resilience empowers you to handle the ups and downs of life. Sixthly, it fosters gratitude. Comparison blinds you to the good things in your life. When you constantly look at what others have, you fail to appreciate what you already possess. Focusing on your path helps you nurture gratitude. You begin to see the good in your own experiences and achievements, no matter how humble they may seem. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to envy and dissatisfaction. I used to be caught in the cycle of comparison, and it left me feeling utterly exhausted. I always felt like I wasn't good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough. But when I stopped comparing and focused on my own path, my life became much more meaningful. I started appreciating what I had and what I had achieved. Each person's journey is different, and no comparison is ever fair. You have no idea what someone else had to go through to achieve their success. You can only focus on your own growth and do the best you can with what you have. Lesson 4. Perfection is an illusion. Embrace your imperfections. In a world where perfection is often glorified, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to attain an unattainable ideal. From meticulously edited images in magazines to carefully curated social media profiles, we are bombarded by unrealistic standards. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's a fantasy that only leads to disappointment, self-doubt, and relentless overthinking. I spent most of my life chasing perfection, whether it was in my career, my relationships, or my personal endeavors. I was obsessed with being flawless. I spent hours agonizing over minor details, terrified of making mistakes. This pursuit of perfection left me exhausted and paralyzed, preventing me from truly enjoying life and taking risks. The Stoics understood the futility of seeking perfection. Seneca wrote, "No one can be wise by chance." They knew that flaws and imperfections are inherent to the human experience. Embracing your imperfections doesn't mean settling for mediocrity, but recognizing your humanity and finding strength in your vulnerability. Why is accepting imperfections so important? Firstly, it frees you from unrealistic expectations. Trying to achieve perfection leads to constant disappointment because perfection is unattainable. When you accept that you are inherently imperfect, you free yourself from the burden of unrealistic expectations. You allow yourself to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. This shift can be incredibly liberating. Secondly, it fosters authenticity. Accepting your imperfections encourages you to live authentically. When you stop hiding your flaws, you can show your true self. Authenticity is magnetic. It draws people to you and fosters genuine connections. People value honesty and vulnerability more than a perfect facade. Thirdly, it fosters growth and learning. Perfectionism hinders growth. When you're obsessed with being perfect, you become afraid of taking risks, trying new things, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Embracing imperfections means accepting that you will make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes are opportunities for growth and learning. Every failure is a stepping stone toward self-improvement. Fourthly, it fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable and often messy. Perfectionism makes you fragile because it demands that everything goes exactly as planned. Embracing imperfections fosters resilience. You learn to adapt, overcome obstacles, and thrive despite challenges. Resilience is about finding strength in your imperfections and using them to propel you forward. Fifthly, it fosters self-compassion. Perfectionism breeds self-criticism and harsh judgment. Embracing your imperfections encourages self-compassion. You learn to treat yourself with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone has flaws. Self-compassion is essential for mental health, helping you navigate the challenges of life with confidence and equanimity. Sixthly, it fosters creativity and innovation. Creativity thrives in an environment where mistakes are seen as part of the process. Perfectionism stifles creativity because it demands perfection from the start. When you embrace your imperfections, you allow yourself to experiment, take risks, and innovate. Creativity blossoms when you're free to explore without fear of failure. I used to be obsessed with being perfect, and it left me feeling exhausted. I always felt like I wasn't good enough, smart enough, and never satisfied with myself. But when I started accepting my imperfections, I became much more confident and happier. I realized that my imperfections are what make me unique. Don't try to be perfect, try to be the best version of yourself. Your imperfections are not weaknesses, but opportunities for you to grow and learn. Embrace your flaws because they are an indispensable part of who you are. Lesson 5. Emotions lie. Don't blindly trust them. Emotions are powerful forces that can sway our decisions and shape our perception of reality. However, they don't always accurately reflect the truth. Emotions can deceive, exaggerate danger, distort reality, and cloud our judgment. To live a balanced and rational life, it's essential to recognize that your emotions are often liars and shouldn't be blindly trusted. For the majority of my life, I allowed my emotions to dictate my actions and thoughts. When I felt fear, I assumed it was a signal to retreat. When I felt anger, I believed it justified my reaction. This led to a vicious cycle of impulsive decisions and unnecessary overthinking. Stoics understood the importance of mastering emotions. They believed that emotions are natural, but they shouldn't control us. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This emphasizes the Stoic principle that our thoughts and reason must guide us, not our emotional impulses. Emotions are often temporary. They are not fixed and can change rapidly. What feels overwhelming today might be trivial tomorrow. Recognizing the transient nature of emotions can help you avoid making rash decisions based on temporary feelings. Instead of reacting impulsively, give yourself time to process your emotions and let them pass before acting. Emotions can be irrational. Emotions can arise from irrational beliefs and misinterpretations of reality. For example, you might feel intense anxiety about an upcoming event, imagining the worst-case scenarios. By questioning the validity of your emotions and checking the evidence, you can distinguish between reasonable concerns and irrational fears. Emotions can be manipulated. External factors such as media, social interactions, and past experiences can manipulate your emotions. Advertisements often exploit your fears and desires to drive consumer behavior. Social media can evoke feelings of inadequacy and envy. Being aware of how external factors can manipulate your emotions helps you take a step back and evaluate the situation more objectively. Reason over emotion. Stoics advocate the use of reason to navigate life's challenges. Epictetus taught, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." When faced with strong emotions, try to pause and analyze the situation rationally. Ask yourself, what evidence supports this emotion? What are the potential outcomes? What is within my control? By applying reason, you can make wiser, more balanced decisions. Develop emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence involves recognizing and understanding your own emotions and those of others. This awareness allows you to respond to emotions more maturely rather than reacting impulsively. By practicing emotional intelligence, you can manage your responses, build stronger relationships, and make more sound choices. Mindfulness and acceptance. Practicing mindfulness can help you observe your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness involves being present in the current moment and accepting your emotions without judgment. By acknowledging your emotions and letting them pass without reaction, you can maintain a sense of calmness and clarity. I used to let my emotions lead me a lot, and it often led to wrong decisions. I've learned that emotions are not always correct. Sometimes they are just a temporary reaction, not reflecting reality. By observing my emotions without judging, I have learned how to control them better. Never make a decision when you are feeling too emotional. Give yourself time to calm down, then look at the problem more objectively. Sometimes, just a little time to think, you will realize that your emotions were lying to you. Lesson 6. Let go of results. Focus on effort. In our achievement-oriented society, there is immense pressure to produce results and meet certain standards. We are often judged on our successes and failures, leading to an obsession with outcomes, which can cause us to overthink and stress about the future. But here is a crucial insight from Stoicism. True satisfaction comes from focusing on the effort we put in, not the results we achieve. For years, I was obsessed with results, whether it was getting a promotion, winning a project, or receiving recognition. I tied my self-worth to these external measures of success. The constant anxiety about achieving the desired results led to sleepless nights and incessant overthinking. It wasn't until I embraced the Stoic principle of letting go of results that I found peace and a new sense of purpose. Effort is within your control. Stoics teach that we should focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Your effort and your actions are within your control, but the results are not. By focusing on effort, you can take pride in your work, regardless of the outcome. This shift reduces anxiety and overthinking because you are no longer preoccupied with trying to control the uncontrollable. Process over product. When you focus on the process instead of the product, you become more engaged and present in your work. This shift encourages you to immerse yourself in the activity, finding joy and satisfaction in the act of doing, rather than the final result. This not only enhances the quality of your work, but also makes the journey more enjoyable and meaningful. Resilience in the face of failure. By letting go of results, you cultivate resilience. Failure no longer stings as badly when your self-worth is not tied to the outcome. You can view failures as learning opportunities rather than personal setbacks. This resilience allows you to bounce back quickly and continue pursuing your goals with renewed determination and wisdom. Reduced performance anxiety. Performance anxiety often stems from the fear of not achieving the desired outcome. By focusing on effort, you reduce this pressure. You understand that as long as you have done your best, you have succeeded regardless of the results. This reduces stress and anxiety associated with performance, allowing you to approach tasks with a clearer and more focused mind. Promotes consistent effort. When you prioritize effort over results, you foster a habit of consistent work. You are driven by the intrinsic satisfaction of doing your best rather than by external rewards. This consistency is key to long-term success and personal growth. Over time, consistent efforts accumulate and lead to significant progress and achievement. Alignment with core values. Focusing on effort helps you act in alignment with your core values. Instead of chasing external validation, you act based on what you believe is right and meaningful. This alignment provides a deeper sense of fulfillment and integrity because you're being true to yourself and your principles. I used to be obsessed with achieving results, and it left me feeling very stressed and anxious. I was always afraid that I would fail, and that fear held me back a lot. But when I started focusing on my effort, I became more confident and calm. I realized that what matters most is not the result, but what I put into the process. Don't let the results control you. Let the effort guide you. Do your best within your capabilities and don't worry about what is out of your control. Sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. Lesson 7. The present is all. Live fully in this moment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in regrets about the past and worries about the future. We often find ourselves overthinking, dwelling on what has been or what might be, and missing the only thing that truly exists, the present moment. Stoics understood the power of living in the present, and they urged us to focus our energy and attention on the now. For a long time, I was trapped in a cycle of overthinking. I would often revisit past mistakes, wondering how I could have done things differently. At the same time, I was haunted by fears about the future, imagining all the terrible things that might happen. This mental chaos robbed me of my peace and prevented me from fully experiencing the present. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This advice is as simple as it is profound. By anchoring yourself in the present, you can find clarity, reduce stress, and truly appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds. The past is gone, the future is uncertain. The past is unchangeable, and the future is unknowable. By dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, you're wasting mental and emotional energy on things you cannot control. The only moment you can impact is the present. Accepting this truth can liberate you from the burdens of regret and anxiety, allowing you to focus on what you can do right now. Presence enhances experience. When you're fully present, you engage more deeply with your surroundings and your activities. You notice the details, savor the experiences, and connect more meaningfully with others. This deeper awareness and engagement enriches your life and creates lasting memories. By living in the present, you can make the most of every moment. Mindfulness reduces stress. Mindfulness, the practice of being present and fully aware, has been proven to reduce stress and improve mental well-being. When you focus on the present, you disrupt the cycle of overthinking and allow your mind to rest. Techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and conscious observation can help you cultivate this state of presence. Improves decision-making. Presence allows you to make better decisions. When your mind is clear and focused on the present, you can assess situations more accurately and react more effectively. You're less likely to be influenced by past biases or future fears, and more likely to make thoughtful, well-considered choices. Builds emotional resilience. Living in the present helps you build emotional resilience. By accepting the present moment as it is, without judgment or resistance, you develop the ability to cope with challenges and setbacks. You learn to react to difficulties with composure and equanimity, rather than being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Fosters gratitude. Focusing on the present fosters gratitude. When you're fully aware of the present, you appreciate more the small joys and blessings in your life. Gratitude enhances overall happiness and promotes a sense of contentment and peace. I used to find it very difficult to live fully in the present. I was often caught up in thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future. But when I started practicing mindfulness, I realized the peace and happiness that lies in every moment. I've learned to appreciate the small things in life and not let negative thoughts control me anymore. Don't let regrets of the past or worries of the future steal your present. Live fully in every moment, for that is all you have. Take a deep breath, feel what is happening around you, and be grateful for the good things in your life. Life is unpredictable, messy, and full of uncertainties. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. Stoics teach us that our true power lies in our ability to choose our response, to focus on what we can control, and to let go of what we cannot. That's the essence of resilience and wisdom. By adopting the Stoic principles we've discussed, such as valuing action over analysis, embracing imperfections, challenging thoughts, and living in the present, we can navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and confidence. We can find strength in vulnerability, clarity in intention, and peace in accepting the present. The journey of overcoming overthinking isn't a one-time event, but rather an ongoing practice. It's about making deliberate changes in how you think, act, and perceive the world. Stoics provide a timeless framework that can guide you on this path, helping you live with greater intention, clarity, and peace. Remember, you have the power to shape your mind, and therefore, your entire life. By embracing these Stoic principles, you can break free from the cycle of overthinking and create a life rich with purpose and fulfillment. I used to feel completely helpless in the face of my thoughts. But when I started applying the principles of Stoicism, I saw my life change dramatically. I learned how to control my thoughts, accept the things I can't change, and focus on what I can do. Overcoming overthinking isn't an easy process, but it requires persistence and effort. Don't be discouraged if you don't see results right away. Keep practicing, and you will find yourself becoming stronger, calmer, and happier. Stoicism isn't a dry philosophy. It's a practical tool to help you live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Try applying these principles to your life, and you will see the change. Start with small steps. You don't need to change everything at once. Choose one or two principles that resonate most with you and start practicing them. Gradually, you'll see the difference. Be patient with yourself. There will be times when you feel like you're falling back into the cycle of overthinking. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just keep trying, and you will overcome it. Find a companion. Sharing your experiences with others can help you feel supported and encouraged. You are not alone on this journey. Always remember, you have the power to change your life. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You have the power to choose and control them. The important thing is you must believe in yourself. Believe that you have the ability to overcome overthinking and live a more meaningful and happy life. Practice these principles every day, be persistent, and never give up hope. You can do it. I believe it. And on this journey, I am always here to support you.